All right, this is the correct courtroom for you. If you are on probation here in the Spalding County State Court, and we need to hear something to do with your case, and you're being supervised by the sentence enforcement team, or you have some other motion you need to hear, or if this is not the correct courtroom for you, if you're supposed to be next door at the City of Griffin Municipal Court because they're having court today, but everybody has already been checked in by the bailiffs, so you all should be where you're supposed to be. There's also Superior Court going on, I think. Is there?
It is.
There is. Okay, so anyway, so if you're supposed to be upstairs, we can get you up there. All right, Janet Harmon Bragg. So this is the real reason I'm doing this PowerPoint. So who is Janet Harmon Bragg? Janet Harmon Bragg was the first African American female commercial pilot in the United States, and she's from Griffin. Awesome story. You should definitely look it up. The reason we're talking about her in here for today is that this is the beautiful mural that's been painted in her memory. That is the parking lot where my tribe is supposed to park when they report on Wednesdays and Thursdays. But they're not parking there. I know all of you are, so this is why I'm asking for help. You all are going to help me. I need help here. So what's going to happen is when we finish, you're very likely going to get an next report date. When you get that next report date, you're going to park like you always do at the Janet Harmon Bragg parking lot, and then you're going to walk a catty corner across to the probation office. When you sit down, here's what I need you to do. I need you to turn to the person on your left and go, "Hey, where'd you park?" And then they're going to say, "I parked at the post office." And you're going to go, "I wouldn't do that if I were you. Judge Thacker's going to send a warrant for you because the post office is going to call him, give him your tag number, and then they're going to have you arrested." And they're going to go, "I don't want to be arrested." And you go, "I don't want you to be arrested either." And then everyone agrees that no one wants to be arrested. They go move their car to the Janet Bragg parking lot. You all are my heroes because you saved somebody from going to jail, and I don't have to issue another warrant. I've tried every other avenue to fix this, and I've just finally decided that the only avenue is to get y'all to help me. And then you're going to do the same thing with the person on your right, and it's getting better, but I'm still having to issue warrants for folks who are blocking parking spots and everything else. So help me, help me, help me. Please not arrest my tribe members. All right. We're about to call the calendar. When you hear your name called, stand up if you're able. If not, raise your hand real high. If you have an attorney, actually, I don't think I have any attorneys here. Nope, no attorneys. So you're going to tell me what you're here for. So you can just say probation, bench warrant, walk-in, permit, or motion. There we go. All right, you ready? All right, memory, Argo.
Judge, that's a pretrial diversion. We'll ask for a bench warrant to issue that matter.
All right. All right, Argo's pretrial diversion program is paused,
I
told.
believe she has new drug charges, Judge.
Oh, she does?
I think, isn't that right?
Yes, she's bonded out.
Okay, so pretrial diversion is told, her warrant's issued, and she has new charges.
They released her before we could get to this point because it was a pretrial.
Ah.
We weren't able to get a warrant on it.
That makes sense. Well, you got one now. Okay, Taylor Bass.
Regular probation.
Perfect, thank you so much. Justin Carr. No response.
That's for probation warrant, told.
Granted. On a side note, did y'all hear we have like a section for y'all to sit downstairs? Alexander laid it all out yesterday. We're gonna get an extra one of those tables and put it where y'all can use it and have everything laid out. All right. Good. All right, Elisha Clowers.
Here.
Perfect. Perfect, thank you so much. Charles Davis.
Here you go. Okay.
All right, and thank you for wearing a suit to court today. I appreciate that. Lucario Fowler. No response.
That's for probation warrant tolling.
Granted. Perfect. All right, got it. All right, Fowler's warrants issued, probation is told. Randall Hardy.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's a hearing.
Judge, that's on for trial,
Okay,
on the 20th. I intend for that one to be the first one out. I believe you told Mr. Hardy to be here today.
okay.
I do not know exactly why. I think
Okay.
it's Maybe
It was-
something to do with getting an attorney or.
That sounds about right. He's saying yes
Oh,
in the
that's right.
back too.
He was going to the public defender's office, so that's,
Okay, that's perfect. We'll explore that in just a minute.
so I don't think there's anything to hear from the state, I guess, to wrap that up for me.
No, I wouldn't think so. We just need to figure out where we're at. And Chastity's not here today, so I may have to step out and call her. Okay. David Harris, Anton withdrew that motion, so I think we're just all clear on that. We don't need to do
Yes.
anything.
Yeah, he was granted a bond. It was a motion for a bond for Mr. Harris.
Okay.
Not sure exactly how it happened, but he got a bond. Nobody ran it.
Anton works some magic.
Nobody ran it by me. Well,
I
they
don't-
ran it by me, I said no.
I don't remember signing it, so I don't think I'm the one who issued it, so.
You did not.
Okay, didn't think so. All right, Jackson, Michael Jackson, no response.
He called and said he was having car troubles, that he was coming, but he was gonna be late, so I told him just to.
Come on in. Yeah. All right, well, let's bookmark it. Got a motion?
I think it was just,
It was a pro se.
Oh, it's his motion? Okay, I'm gonna put no show at call.
we'll ask that it be denied for lack of prosecution if he doesn't appear.
All right, so if we get to the end of the calendar and that's still the same, I'll very likely deny that. I don't know what the motion is, so I'm gonna have to look at
Nothing to
that,
do with the license.
probably.
Hit and run.
All right,
Say to amend the disposition.
Yes.
yeah, see, I just don't know. So we'll cross that bridge. All right, I have that Morgan Jones is here out in the hallway
Yes.
with child, and it's a probation matter.
Insurance policy.
Okay. Regina Jones,
David Harris.
motion of some sort.
Judge, that was a pro se probation modification, but she does have an active probation warrant if she shows up.
Okay.
We'll ask that you deny her motion for lack of prosecution on her part.
Okay. So that's probably gonna be granted. Let me just finish the calendar and then we'll come back to that. Sanborn Phillips. Did we?
That's the state's motion, Judge. He was on for trial a couple of weeks ago, and I actually had to ask for a continuance on that one. The arresting officer was out of state and couldn't get him here. We didn't know it at the time, but Mr. Phillips that was on the 22nd, I believe,
Okay.
we were here. We didn't know it at the time, but Mr. Phillips had been arrested for another DUI on September the 11th.
Oh.
We've just been with a blood test of .215. We just filed the accusation today, so it's going to be pending also. So we filed a motion to revoke his bond on September the 26th, served him with a copy at the address that he provided for the bond on the most recent DUI, and noticed a hearing today. Also served him with a notice of that hearing. Since he has failed to appear, we'll ask for a bench warrant issue.
Granted.
Your Honor, you may also remember he was the person that contested the bench trial versus jury trial, and you were not the one sitting on the bench. It was a different judge, and you.
Oh, yes, this is all coming back to me. I just remembered there was something
So
procedurally.
he actually stood in front of you and asked for concessions when he had been arrested 10 days before for DUI.
Oh, that's right. And he had already been arrested at the
Yes.
time he was in
Yes.
front of me?
Yes.
Okay, it's a do not reset. So he can just go sit in the jail. We'll sort it out on a Wednesday morning.
The new one may actually end up having a charge of unauthorized practice of law with it.
I didn't see that coming. All
I
right,
didn't either until I read the
Well-
report.
that's really interesting. I'd love to see what that looks like. All right, Courtney Ponder.
Here,
All right, thank you.
I had a lot waiver.
All right, do you have your paperwork with you?
I do.
If you'll please give that to the bailiffs. They'll take a look at, they'll make sure you got it. They'll pass it along to me and then we'll go from there. You know, I've already tried an unauthorized practice of law here in this courtroom. So
We were talking about that the other day.
that was a fun trial. I had to take judicial notice of the fact that we were within the state of Georgia. So, all right, Miyoshi Ragland.
Motion.
All right,
That's a show cause, Judge.
okay. All right. Okay, Hanif Robinson. Motion, okay,
That's a pretrial diversion, Judge.
okay. All right, we'll cross that one. John Stewart,
Judge Chastity emailed me late yesterday that they represent Mr. Stewart. I was unaware of that, and they were not available, so I'm asking for a continuance until the 30th. He is currently in the jail.
okay, that's granted. So reset to 10:30.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, sounds great. Obviously, if you work it out, you can always do consent, so.
I think we need to do a financial hearing. It involves restitution, therefore it's going to have to come before you.
That sounds fine. All right, so I'm gonna put that John Stewart's reset to 10:30 for Mr. Charles to get back from his medical leave. All right, last page. George Thomas.
Here.
All right, thank you, Mr. Thomas. Leander Thomas.
Here.
Is that a,
That's a bond revocation, Judge.
okay. All right, Mr. Thomas, I'm gonna let you have a conversation with the solicitor's office and then we'll have your hearing. Is that what y'all wanna do? Talk to him?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Thomas, where are you? I'm gonna let you talk to the solicitor's office and then we'll have your hearing, okay? Just sit tight. All right, and then Ms. McCord is right here with the two new cases. Okay. Let me swear you two in. So, Ms. Oliver, Ms. Matthews, if y'all both please raise your right hands. Do you both solemnly swear or affirm that all testimony in all matters today that you will give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you're both sworn. All right. Do y'all want me to go ahead and deal with this record? Do you want to talk to her about any sort of consent? Or do y'all want me just to go ahead and just open it up to the conferences and then y'all come get me? What's y'all's preference? And then I'll ask Mr. Shepherd, same thing.
I think I just have, Mr. Thomas is really the only one I need to, and Mr. Robinson, I'll speak with him.
Do y'all want to do the?
If we could just do conferences and then come back to the judge.
All right, that sounds great. All right, so here's what we're gonna do, y'all. We're gonna do conferences. So this is, I'm putting this up on the thing. So I'm gonna recess for just a minute. And what's gonna happen is Mr. Shepherd's gonna talk to Mr. Thomas then Ms. Oliver and Ms. Matthews are going to speak with probably most of you all who are waiting for a probation hearing. During that time, I'll be looking at the interlock waiver requests back in chambers. So in other words, we're all going to be doing stuff. But what's going to happen is, I need to be this very clear. If you want to have a hearing with me, 2 thumbs up, that's great. This is what I do for a living. But you're going to be given the opportunity to sign a consent order and go ahead and go if you wish. So they're going to offer it to you. It is not a negotiation. It is a yes or no. It's a switch, not a dial. So sign it or don't sign it. Just know if you don't sign it, you get a hearing with me. If that's what you want, 2 thumbs up. With that said, I'm going to step off the bench. The bailiffs will come get me when they're ready. If you have any questions, you're welcome to pass those along to the bailiff. Bathroom is down this hallway on your right. We're all human. Most of us had coffee. And I just need to stress one more time, because I can't make this clear enough. Sign it or don't sign it, but just know that that is not a discussion. It's an offer and a sign it or not. I just need to be very clear on that, because a lot of folks come back and go, well, I tried to renegotiate and I don't want a hearing. And I'm like, well, if you renegotiate, that's a hearing. All right, with that said, we're in recess until the bailiffs come get me. Bailiffs, you have the floor. You'll have your negotiations. Let me know when you're ready. I have the following consent orders in front of me. I'm gonna sign them and we're gonna mark these off our calendars. Here we go. I've got Taylor Bass. That is approved. I've got Clowers. That's approved. I've got Davis, Charles Davis. And then Morgan Jones. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You can mark off, bottom of page 2, Michael Jackson, that's the amended final disposition.
Okay,
That one's all done.
perfect. So, at this point,
We can also mark off
Oh.
Robinson too.
Yes.
oh yeah, that's right.
That's right, that's,
I'll get that paperwork drafted.
All right. Consent granted.
So Patrick's agreed to modify the agreement.
Okay. All right, and then I resolved on the calendar, I ended up resolving 2 cases on the break. One was on page 2, Randall Hardy Senior. I had told him that if he got the public defender's office, they could represent him. They did get the public defender's office. We would have kept it on the calendar, but Mr. Charles is on leave, and so I moved it to December. So, and I've talked to Ms. Porter and I talked to Mr. Hardy, and I told them that we will be trying this case in December. Mr. Hardy has signed his reset and he is gone.
What date in December you're on?
I don't know,
I think it was the 18th, Judge.
the 18th. So for the
Okay.
November 18th for calendar call and then the December trial week.
Okay.
And then also, bottom of page 3, Courtney Ponder, he wanted ignition interlock. He qualified by all of the measurements we use. And so I granted his order, gave that to him on the break, and sent him out the door. He also moved to Augusta, and so whatever happens next in his world, he'll sort all that out in Augusta. All right, that's everything I have. Any other cases that need to be marked off or anything else before I frankly hand the calendar over to Director Matthews? Okay. All right. Director Matthews, I'm just gonna give the calendar to you. I just want to do this in the way that helps everybody move most efficiently. So if you have a preference, I'm all ears.
Do you want to do the jail case first, or you good?
Yeah, because we have 6 that are municipal, and it'll kind of help with logistics.
Okay. All right, well, Ms. McCord, come on up to the podium. Ms. McCord, I'm not going to place you back under oath. I'm instead going to remind you that this is a continuation of the hearing we had last Thursday where you were placed under oath. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And at that hearing, I found that you gave false information to the Sentence Enforcement Office, which is felony. And I found that false information was that you gave gift cards for our donation program to the Promise Place that were not actually activated. I'm just summarizing a quick version of it, which was your defense was that you had asked your cousin to do it and that your cousin obviously did something they weren't supposed to do. But my position was your cousin's not on probation. Your cousin's not the one who got the credit for the hours, the time, and the money. And frankly, you are not you, but the scenario you created was the scenario that kept me up at night, terrified that somebody was going to bring this program that is in its infancy coming down all around us. Because by giving us that card, sentence enforcement, if they turn that into the Promise Place, the Promise Place gives it to a mom who's living there or a wife who's living there. They take it to Walmart, they put their groceries in the cart, they hand them that gift card. It's no good. And now you got an already traumatized mom living at the Promise Place, standing in the middle of Walmart with no money, no resources, and no gift card. And so I felt like the court had no choice but to show a very stern response so that this never happens again. And I said that I would take all of the time available to me. You had 3 cases, and so I directed sentence enforcement to bring you back here. Okay, that's my summary of it. You're still under oath from the last hearing, as this is a continuation of that hearing. Do you have anything else you wish to stay or put on the record or anything before we step into this last phase of what we're going to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, floor is yours. Yeah, pull it over close to you.
I'm sorry.
Make certain to lean into the mic and get good and loud.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, what I do want to add, from last week, I mean, like, you are right. I mean, like you said, my cousin's not on probation. I am. And I do see where I'm wrong for trusting a third party to handle my business while I was handling stuff with my father. I know you said, like you said, if you could revoke all my time, you would, but I honestly pray to God that you don't, due to the fact, just from this situation since the past week, I've sat down and learned my lesson. I know it was just a week, but mentally, I've already been trying to become better handling my business. That's the reason I showed up to court, because I know how things are and I'm trying to do the right thing. Which is why when I did get my cousin to get the gift card, I also had a money order payment that I turned in. Like I said, I just started work a month before the fact, a month and a half at the most. And I've been working, trying to collect as much as I can to pay this off, because that's all I have. I mean, and since it's in this past week, I already missed a week of work. I've been having to have my kids with people who I'm not even knowing where my kids are. I've been calling on my hour of free time, trying to check on my kids. It's just been a big hassle. And I also want to add that I do apologize. I do see where I was wrong. In the past week, since I've been in jail, incarcerated, I already have mentally been learning my lesson as well as physically. My first day in there, which is nobody's fault in here, but getting called racial slurs and just all type of stuff that I did not expect from jail, which definitely has taught me a lesson, because no matter what type of probation and stuff I'm on, I am a good-hearted person, and I am trying to do better for myself and for my family, because I'm all my kids got. I'm all my father got. He's 3 hours away from me, so I've been trying to contact him. I don't even know if he's okay. I've been helping him with dialysis before I came here, so it's just been a lot on me. But like I said, I've just really been praying for the best, because I mean, I can fix everything. The mistake with this gift card, I can pay that off. I can replace it. I can do what I need to do. And I also know that this month I owed my restitution, which I was planning on paying that too. So I'm not sure like how it works, but I am willing to fix everything if I can. I mean, I have sat down a week in jail, but I mean, as far as this case, as far as like community service payments, I'm willing to fix everything as soon as I can or as soon as needed. And I also, once again, do apologize.
Okay. Well, that is certainly different than your position last week. Your position last week was that it was your cousin's fault that you, hold on, we're going to do this back. We're going to do this one at a time. Okay. Your position last week was that this was your cousin's fault. Your position last week was that you did not even have the basic understanding of how gift card works for you to have double checked your cousin. And your position last week was that this was not your fault. You were willing to fix it, but I did not ever hear, and I have no memory of you saying that this was anything other than your cousin's fault. So I'm just pointing that out, that there is a little bit of difference here, but I also need to point out to you that this is my nightmare scenario. Like, I cannot stress that enough. You heard me say it last week when Director Matthews pitched this plan to me to assist Promise Place, who already has relationships with all the courts in Spalding County. I came along very reluctantly because you and this scenario you created were what was sitting on my mind as to what I was terrified would happen. So, and whether you did it on purpose, you did it. So, all right. Anything else you want me to know?
And I also do want to add that no matter how I came off last week, I do take responsibility since I am the one on probation. I just the reason I mentioned my cousin last week, I just want to let you know like it was not my intentions to do anything wrong to the system. Like I said, I know from this point forward to handle everything myself, even if I have to put what I got going on the back burner. Like I said, I really have learned my lesson. That's why this week I'm kind of coming off different because at first I was just kind of nervous. And I also know, like I said, I did trust my cousin, but now I have sat down and understand and process like, okay, it's still my responsibility at the end of the day.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
That'll be all right now, Judge.
Ms. Shepherd, anything else?
Judge, after the hearing last week, I think a little more information came to light. Ms. Matthews?
Yeah, I'd love to hear whatever you want to present.
Ms.
Everybody's under oath.
Okay. Ms. Matthews, after the hearing last week, was there some documentation that you found?
It was, the deputies brought me, a pile of paperwork that Ms. McCord had.
And that includes some receipts?
Yes.
What receipts were those?
There's 2 receipts for the United States Postal Service.
And what were those receipts for?
One of them is for a gift card purchased at 2:39 p.m. and the other one is for a money order purchased at 2:40 p.m. one moment later.
And Ms. McCord brought you the money order?
Yes,
And then she also brought you the gift card?
correct.
And she had testified that her cousin bought the money order, correct?
The gift card,
The gift card, yeah. But the gift card and the money order were bought 1 minute apart
that's correct.
at the post office?
Correct, right across the street from my office.
Do you have anything further to add on that?
No, sir.
Wait. Do that one more time, please.
Yeah, well, can we actually,
Yeah, I'd like to see them.
all right, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna mark as states, exhibits. 1. State exhibit 2. All right, do you recognize the documents?
Yes, sir.
What are those?
These are 2 receipts that were in with all of the packet of paperwork that Ms. McCord had in court last Thursday.
All right, and how did you come into possession of those?
Once she was arrested last week, one of the deputies brought me all of the paperwork and asked me if I wanted to hang on to it, and I told him that yes, I would put it in her file at the office.
And those are the actual receipts that they handed you, they're not copies of the actual real receipts?
Correct, yes, sir.
All right, let me show you this. All right, I'm gonna tender these as states 1 and 2.
Ms. McCord, the question on the table at this moment is whether you have any objection to me looking at those and trying to decide what to do with your last 2 cases. Do you have any objection to me looking at those and making my decision?
The only thing I can add was, I mean, like I said, I did have him pick those up, and I met him down here before going to the probation place. The reason that I did have him go ahead and buy those because, like I said, I didn't want to be late. I already was on my way from hours away, so when I did meet him here, it was just in time. I did get here in time, and
Okay. Well, just to be clear, I asked you a yes or no question, which was, do you have any objections to me looking at those? So I'm just going to take it as that was an objection, and it's
I don't-
tendered and admitted over state's objection.
I don't know what that means.
I asked you a yes or no question. It was really straightforward. Do you have any objection to me looking at these or not?
I'm sorry, I
This
don't
is,
know what objection
I'm starting to have throwbacks to our last meeting where I ask you very simple, direct questions and I get very roundabout answers. So I'm just letting you know that I'm frustrated. Okay, Mr. Shepherd, you may continue.
So the date those were bought, that's the date Ms. McCord reported?
That's correct, and she testified that she purchased the money order and the cousin purchased the gift card, and so that's what caught my attention when I reviewed the receipts, how closely they were purchased together. and how difficult that would be. Her testimony was also that she was rushing to the office, but she appeared in my office on the same day at 2:52, not long after those were purchased, and then my office is open until 6 o'clock that day.
And she appeared about 10 minutes after those were purchased.
That's correct.
Across the street.
Yes, sir.
That's all the questions I have for Ms. Matthews.
You may ask Ms. Director Matthews any questions you may have.
Me?
Yes.
Um,
So you're not making statements, you're asking questions.
okay, just a second. I mean, I guess the only question, I don't have any questions.
Okay. Did y'all get a chance to see if this was the number for I guess the gift card that was turned in for the Promise Place? It wouldn't have been this number because that one was not activated.
That's correct, Judge. So the activation slip goes with that gift card in your hand is the activation slip that she turned in attached to the gift card. As far as I know, that was already admitted.
Okay.
Yes.
I just realized we got a little bit of an issue because this is a continuation of the hearing. I forgot that this was states one.
Oh,
So,
I'm sorry.
and that's okay. I just did it too. So I'm going to take the receipt, Kathy, and I'm so sorry that's marked as states one. And I'm going to make the receipt states two. And I'm going to make the second receipt states three.
Thank you, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I just had the same moment. So, and sure enough, here it is. So the receipt, so I am holding in my hand the gift card that was not activated and was turned in. And it does show a purchase date at the U.S. Postal Service of 2/39/01, and it has the last four on the card of 2512. This receipt also shows that it's a card number 2512 that was also purchased at the same day, same time. And you said she reported it to your office at what time?
252.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to ask her, Ms. McCord?
No, sir.
Okay.
No questions. But if I can speak again, I will.
I will give you that opportunity.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else?
Nothing further from the state.
All right, state rest. Ms. McCord, it's your turn. You may speak or not speak, however you see fit. If you choose to remain silent, I will not hold it against you. If you choose to testify at this time, anything you say will be questioned by Mr. Shepherd, and you'll be required to answer those questions. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, floor is yours.
I'm sorry. Yes, the only thing I want to add is the reason that I was there 10 minutes after, because I asked my cousin to buy this for me earlier that day, sent him the money around noon. I could give or take a few minutes, I can say. After I don't know exactly what time, I guess based off the receipts, that's what time he bought it, but I got here. I know what time I got to Griffin was close to 3. I mean, that's just how the timing lined up. And also, that's all for now, because I applied for a public defender but he never showed up. But that's all.
Okay. Well, if you wanted that, you should have asked me before the hearing started.
It's
All
okay.
right, we're going to continue on this. Okay. Anything else, ma'am?
That's all, Judge.
Okay. All right. Mr. Shepherd, anything else before we close?
No.
Ms. McCord, you had me. I was moving in your direction when we started this hearing. But these exhibits that I am sitting here staring at directly and irrefutably contradict your testimony from last week. These things so clearly contradict your testimony from last week that I'm considering referring this transcript to the district attorney's office for prosecution for, I don't know, false statement or perjury or something. Because your testimony last week was that you weren't part of these transactions. Your cousin did these transactions. You had nothing to do with them. You were in a rush. You didn't understand how these things worked, and you didn't have any part of this. And yet I'm looking at a date that says that that these things were purchased at the same time, essentially within 1 minute of each other, and you were not in a hurry because that office was open till 6, and you were there just a few minutes later. So it wouldn't have taken anything at all for you to look at this and go, okay, is this right? Well, no, actually it's not, because these numbers don't match. So, I mean, again, you said the right words when we started, but now I'm looking at the fact that, like, you lied. Like, you lied, and then you lied again, and then the only reason I have the truth is because you had the truth in your pocket during the hearing. You had your truth in the pocket during your hearing, and you hid it. So I'm revoking the balance of everything. So we're done. You can take her. She has 30 days to appeal this decision. I'm not hearing anything else in this. We did this last week. You can take her. Thank you so much.
May I ask a question?
No. you can't
No.
ask anything. That would-
You do not want to engage with me right now.
I just want to make copies. Yeah. What we said, I can put that back in your hand, Mr. Shepherd's, whatever you want. Yeah, thank you. Very good.
All right. Y'all have the calendar. Y'all may call whatever you deem best for next.
Judge, can we do Mr. Thomas? His son needs to get to school.
That's fine. Is that the plea?
Yes, sir.
It is,
All right,
Judge.
Leander Thomas, come on up.
There's the case that's on the calendar while he's coming up. There's a case that's on the calendar, 24 SR 1847. Have a pending bond revocation. There's 2 additional cases. You'll have the
I see it.
plea paperwork for those. With a plea this morning, I will withdraw my motion to revoke Mr. Thomas's bond.
All right, let me see if I've got this right. So 24 SR 1847 will be first, followed by 25 SR 1261, and then 25 SR 1262.
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it. Perfect. Does that make sense, Mr.
Yes,
Thomas?
sir, morning.
Okay, perfect. Raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, take your hand down. State your full name for me, please.
Leander Lawrence Thomas.
Mr. Thomas, you're here on the 3 cases I just read out. Am I correct that you want to enter pleas to these 3 cases and close them?
Correct, sir.
All right. I am holding up this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize there's the written version of those rights? I'm sorry. Do you recognize your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes, sir.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand everything that's on it?
Yes, sir.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes, sir.
I'm only initialing that because it's just blank. It happens all the time.
Sorry.
All right. No, we're good. All right. So did you see on here where it says you have the right to have an attorney represent you?
Yes, sir.
And you're here representing yourself?
Yes, sir.
And is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial?
Yes, sir.
And that by entering this plea, there will be no trial. This case will be closed. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Thomas, you, starting with 24 SR 1847 from 6/29/24, did you operate your motor vehicle while you were under the influence of any drug to the extent it was less safe for you to drive on that date?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then count 2, suspended license. Have you used a NOLO on anything in the last 5 years?
No, sir. But can I ask can I
Yes.
say something? To the suspended license, I wish the court would look into it because the license was actually never suspended. Because 2 days before that, coming from work out of Lawrenceville, the state trooper stopped me, and I gave him the same license that I gave when I got stopped 2 days later in Griffin,
Okay.
and it was never suspended.
So I hear you. Let me tell you what my options are, because everybody thinks the judge can do whatever they want, but I only have a couple of responses to that I'm allowed to take at this moment. So the whole purpose of a NOLO is for you not to admit that it's true.
Okay.
It's for you to say, hey, I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying, Judge Thacker, it's okay if we meet in the middle, you accept this plea and sentence me. That's the whole point of a NOLO. It's a no contest. I'm not fighting it.
Okay.
So that's option one, and that's what's on the table. Option two is we stop the plea altogether and we move forward with the bond hearing, where the state's trying to revoke your bond. At which point, if these things are all true, the chances of me revoking your bond, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just saying, if these things in front of me are true, the chances of me revoking your bond are pretty high. But you would very likely go to the jail, and then we would have a trial at a later date. And so, if you want me to look into it, I'm just being very clear with you. What
Understood.
steps are between today and me looking at it? Because I would not do that until a trial, and we're nowhere near a trial. So, does that answer your questions as to like, if I did what you wanted me to do, what that would look like?
Understood now, sir.
Okay. Do you want to go forward with the NOLO, or do you want to withdraw the plea and go forward with the bond hearing?
The NOLO, sir.
All right, we'll do the NOLO. Again, that's what it's designed for, and it's going to save your license. So, which I assume you would like to save your license. Okay, perfect.
Need it.
All right, well then we're good on 24 SR 1847. Moving forward to 25 SR 1261. Do you understand that on this case and on 25 SR 1262, these are family violence charge that you're entering pleas to?
Yes, sir.
And that by entering these pleas, you will lose your rights to carry firearm and ammunition for the rest of your days. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And you saw that on the back of the right sheet, the self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And I only point that out because you initialed the line that said you're not pleading guilty to a family violence charge, which is kind of technically true because 24 SR 1847 is not a family violence charge. It's a DUI. But I'm going to mark your initials off because you are pleading guilty to the other two cases, which are family violence.
Yes, sir.
So that's why I'm saying it's understandable that you initialed that, but I'm going to mark that out because you are pleading guilty to a family violence charge. Do you understand that? Okay. Yes. He nodded his head yes.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
So the question on the table is, Mr. Shepard, do you know offhand which victim is which in which case?
25 SR 1261 is Misty Kelly.
Okay.
That's the simple assault.
All right. So then, Mr. Thomas, on July 31st of 2025, did you commit the offense of simple assault under the Family Violence Act? And simple assault simply means placing another in a reasonable apprehension of receiving some sort of unlawful contact with another. So if I were to walk up and push you on the shoulder, or attempt to push you on the shoulder, excuse me, that would be a simple assault because you're anticipating that I'm going to try to push you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, assault means not actual contact. Battery means contact. And we're talking about the difference because this is an assault case. The next one's a battery case. You following me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So did you commit the offense of simple assault, family violence with Misty Kelly, who you did live or previously lived with in the same household back on 7/31/25 here in Spalding County?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then moving on to the simple battery family violence. That one is that you did have unlawful physical contact with Tara Goodrum back on 7/30/25, so the day before, who you did or previously lived with in the same household. Did you commit that simple battery family violence charge?
Yes, sir.
All right. I find that with your admission of guilt across all three of your cases, plus your NOLO plea is to count 2 on the suspended license, that there's enough for me to take this plea. I find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights and entering this plea. I've reviewed the recommendation and I will follow it. You have a lot of moving parts. Do you have any questions for me about anything that I can answer before I start sentencing?
No, Your Honor, you've been very clear to me.
Okay. If you think of any, do you promise to ask?
Yes, sir.
All right. Leander Thomas, starting with 24 SR 1847 from 6/29/24. Count 1, DUI drugs, guilty, 12 months, $16.95 is your fine. Count 2, suspended license, NOLO, 12 months, that's consecutive for 24 months total, $750 is your fine. All other charges in this case and all cases will be dismissed. 30 days to serve in the Spalding County Jail. Have you served that already? The 30 days?
I don't know how much time. No, I don't know. I don't think it was exactly 30 days, sir.
Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put on here that your time to report.
I put the weekends on there, Judge.
Yeah, sorry, it's our new form. I'm throwing myself off. There we go. That your jail time shall begin within 30 days. It'll be in 48-hour weekly increments, and it'll be as directed by the sentence enforcement team. I'm going to let them figure out those dates with you, okay?
Okay.
All right. You will follow all conditions of general probation, especially the ones 1 through 14 on the front of all 3 of your final dispositions. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products. You will get your Georgia driver's license back and show that to sentence enforcement. Again, we already talked about the jail time on this one. 40 hours community service work at no less than 6 hours per week. Substance abuse evaluation within 90 days. DUI school within 60 days. And all 3 cases will end up with a no contact provision with Goodrum and Kelly. All right, that closes out 24 SR 1847. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Okay. Then moving on to 25 SR 1261. That's the simple assault with Family Violence Act. Find you guilty. It's 12 months probation, 750 is your fine. This is what's called a high and aggravated misdemeanor. What that means to you, Mr. Thomas, is if you end up getting revoked to the jail, you're not allowed to get more than 4 days of credit by operation of Georgia law per month. So don't get revoked. That's what I want you to hear me say. Just don't get revoked. All right. So same general conditions, same alcohol provision, same license provision, same no contact provision. All right. Any questions on that one?
No, sir.
All right. Last case, 25 SR 1262 from 7/30/25. This is also simple battery, family violence. This is also 12 months. This is consecutive, which I believe puts you at 48 months of total probation. Yes, that is correct. Across all of your cases. All the same conditions as the previous case. And the only thing I have not said is you shall have no out, because it's a family violence charge, I've added to the DUI charge as well that you're to have, no, that was already there. I've added that you shall have no firearms and ammunition across all of your cases. That's automatic on here, but I'm just initialing it just to make certain it's very clear that no firearms, no ammunition. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 6 months from today on the DUI and 12 months on the simple assault charges if you wish to use your habeas rights. All right, anything else before you and I part ways?
Oh, thank you, Mayor.
All right, where do you want him to go?
He's good to go, Judge. I
Okay.
can do that with him.
Okay, perfect. So he can take all this stuff. You already have your paperwork from probation about reporting? All right, so Margaret, you can give him his copies, get him to sign it, and then give whatever's left over to Director Matthews.
He's already signed the judge and
Okay, perfect. So you can go back that way and Margaret will meet you at the light switch. So thank you very much.
All right.
Actually, you can just step outside. Just wait a minute till Margaret comes out and gives you your paperwork. Don't leave till you get your paperwork.
All right.
Good luck getting to school. All right. Okay, what else you got?
Judge, I was gonna go to Miss Ragland, it's a show cause.
Okay.
If I remember, we only have her and Mr. Thomas,
That's what I'm seeing.
that wasn't offered a consent.
Okay. All right, Ragland, you said?
Yes, Judge.
All right, ma'am, if you'll please come up to the podium. Ms. Ragland, will you please state your full name for me, first, middle, last?
Yasha Nateria Ragland.
All right, and Ms. Ragland, you're here on 22 SR 1743. I need you to hear me very clearly tell you, you are not in any trouble whatsoever. This is what's called a show cause hearing. It's a mandatory hearing that I'm required by law to have in cases that are over a certain length of probation to check in and make certain that we still want you to be where you are, or do I want to cut you loose? And again, this is a mandatory hearing. And so do you understand what you're doing here today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
All right. Do you have any questions for me before I pivot to Director Matthews?
All right. Would I have a chance to speak?
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Well, I don't have any questions.
All right. Tell me how she's doing, how she's done.
All right, Judge, first, this is a first offender case. It's a 36-month non-report after 12 months. She had to obtain license. She had a significant amount of restitution. It was $2,838.46. And the court chose to break that up in 2 separate 6-month payments. And she had to do 20 hours of community service. All of her conditions are complete at this time. She's currently in non-report. She's been in non-report as of September the 17th. She did have 2 revocations prior, one on October 24th of 2024, and then one on November 22nd of 2024. Like I said, at this point, all obligations have been fulfilled. She's been on for 418 days. She has 286 days remaining for the 36-month sentence.
Okay. Any victims or anything? I didn't check what her charges are or anything.
4 agreed up by the set.
Okay, so there's no like victims. We've got to. All right, Mr. Shepherd, what's your thoughts on this?
How long she got left?
286 days. She's been on 418.
She got all that restitution paid?
Yes.
I'm fine.
Okay, because my only hesitation was that she'll get the first offender early because that'll lock that in. And that's a hesitation because obviously the original plan was for you to wait the full 36 months. But other than that,
Did she give me all in trouble, Mark?
No, we had a little bumpy road at the beginning, but
Really?
we worked it out.
yeah.
I'm good with it.
You okay with this?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Getting all that restitution paid is a big deal.
We love redemption stories. How about
Yes.
that?
Thank
So,
God.
and you're clearly a redemption story. As Director Matthews said, I can see it. I can see the bumps here. I'm looking at the bumps. And so I just want you to know, like, I'm well aware the bumps are there. But the fact is you dug in and you got it fixed. Like that's what we want. And so the short answer is that we love rewarding redemption. So good job. It all falls down, and they hear me say this all the time. They're so sick of it, but like, it's never too late to make the next right decision. Like you had huge bumps. You could have just gone, I give up, and just gone whatever you wanted to do next, but you didn't. You dug in. You paid a lot of restitution, almost a used car notes worth of restitution. So, and you made your victim whole, and like that's what we want you to do. So, good job. I'm terminating your probation. I'm granting your first offender.
Thank you.
And you've earned it.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right. Woohoo! I like doing this part. All right. All right. I have filed it. If do you want a copy before you go? And no, this is not the this is not the official.
That's not the official,
But this will at least give you something.
when she gets her first offender, I'll have to get that
All
drafted.
right. We don't normally pass these this way, Richie, but if you'll let Carly stamp it in, so we have a stamp file on it, let her have a copy, and then the official paperwork will follow.
Thank you.
Great job.
Well,
Again,
I don't have nothing to say now.
okay. I didn't think you
I'm trying
would.
to plead my case.
Yeah.
And then going through it.
Yes.
like,
I can
it's
see,
been hard.
like, you got a whole packet of stuff. You were ready.
I gotta move out my apartment by Monday. I can't find a job. I had job offers, my background.
Yep.
Horrible.
Now, I don't know how long it's gonna take to clean up your background, because we send it in, but we don't control what GBI does with
As long
it.
as
So
I know it
Clint's
ain't
got
been
your.
200 days.
Oh, you had a whole folder of other stuff you didn't even bring up, so.
I've been paying for it.
That's
like,
right.
I learned
Well-
my lesson for real.
I mean, again, folks come to see us because they hit a bump in the road. We're misdemeanor court. So our goal is always to try to get folks redirected. And so like, you're exactly what I dream of when I sit on this bench and go, I mean, I'd love everybody to do it right the first time, but that's not exciting. But you did it right the second time. And so good job.
Thank
So, all right. Do we need anything else from her? Congratulations. Good luck. Granted.
It's always good to see those cases.
Do love those cases. Okay, what else you got?
George Thomas, Judge.
Mr. Thomas, if you'll please step forward.
Judges, he's coming up. This was a suspended license, reckless driving that he pled no to. It was a terminate upon completion. All he really had to do was get fingerprinted, pay his fines, and surrender his driver's license. You actually, it's in your handwriting, wrote on the sentence, and I think, I don't recall if I was present in the courtroom and listed it also, but that was the major issue, was that he surrendered his driver's license. And my understanding as of today, he's still not done so.
Okay.
Trying to streamline this a little bit.
Okay, thank you for that. All right, Mr. Thomas, and ma'am, you're welcome to sit beside him if you'd like. In fact, I'll just swear both of you in just in case you do speak. So both of you raise your right hands. Do you both solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you may give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can take a seat there, ma'am. If you'll state your full name, ma'am.
Rachel Dunn Stratford.
All right, and spell your last name for me.
STRAD.
Got it. Okay, and then you're George Thomas?
Yes.
All right, and Mr. Thomas, you're very quiet, but if you'll just lean into that mic, the closer you get, the louder it gets. Okay, so pull it up close. Mr. Thomas, you're here today because your probation officer has filed paperwork alleging that you're out of compliance with your probation. And it looks like you're only out of compliance in one thing, which is, well, maybe two things here. Looks like you got behind on your fines and fees and did not request a waiver, and then you didn't turn your license in. Do you understand? That's what I'm trying to figure out today. What's going on? How did we get here? Do you understand that? You gotta give me a yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Now we got it. All right. You have the right to have an attorney represent you, and you're here representing yourself. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
All right. You ready to go forward?
Yes.
All right. Floor's yours.
Judge, Mr. Thomas paid everything off towards the beginning of this case, around June 25th. He was sentenced on June 10th. But due to the court having that condition of surrendering his license, we have not closed his case. So there's been 3 more months of fees that have been added to the case. So there's $180 owed. We've gone back and forth with Mr. Thomas many times, trying to instruct him on what he needs to do to be able to surrender these licenses. Mr. Thomas has not always been pleasant with my office, and he thinks that it's our job to get his license surrendered. As far as I understand, there's nothing that I can do. He has to do that with DDS and then bring us the paperwork. So I'm here before you today, Judge, to see if what y'all would like to do with that condition, because we have been unsuccessful in getting it completed.
Okay. All right. All right. Mr. Thomas, do you understand what the allegations are that are being made?
Yes.
All right. Do you admit that those are true, or do you deny that those are true? I'll get to you in just a second. Their allegation is that you were supposed to take your license to DDS and you didn't. Is that true or is that false?
I don't have no license to take there.
Okay. All right. But you had a license at the time of the plea, because that's why I wrote that on there.
And I had no I had no license in 2006.
Okay. Okay, well, I wrote it on there based off of some sort of conversation we had at your plea where I said to you, go take your license DDS, and you said, okay. So I'm just saying, I don't remember it. I don't remember you, and I don't remember your plea. I just know that that's what I wrote on there. Okay. All right. I have a couple of ideas here. All right. Director Matthews, is there any sort of recommendation? It's okay if there's not.
I mean, we prepared one for the case to continue, Judge. Again, I don't know how to go about the surrendering. We have a detailed suspension, or we have part of a detailed suspension report. There's 5 pages. We have 3 of the 5. Again, he's told us that he doesn't physically have license, but he has had a license. And it's quickly glancing through. He's waited the time to reinstate them, but he hasn't done the DUI school. He has a DUI from 06. And then there's another suspension from 95 that he also hasn't paid the reinstatement fee or done the DUI school for. And then there's another DUI suspension from 92.
Okay.
Judge, you actually sent in, sorry to cut you off.
No,
You
no,
actually sent in one of the requests for a driver review to DDS.
That's what I just printed because I couldn't figure out if I did one or not. So I've sent that in.
That was the day of the plea. That was sent.
Okay. All right. I have a couple of options. Anything else before I pivot back to him? Okay. Ma'am, you raised your hand earlier and I asked you to take it down, but now's the time. If you want to tell me something, I'm happy to hear it. But do grab that microphone and pull it over to you. That way Miss Kathy can hear you. I only need to get the gist of what you're saying, but Kathy's got to hear every word.
Okay, I've tried to resolve this problem for him, and I talked to his probation officer because he doesn't have any license to surrender. And we've been back and forth, and we've been to the DMV, we've been to the sheriff's department and everything. He doesn't have anything to surrender.
Okay. Well, something at our plea caused me to believe that he had something to surrender, which is why I wrote it on there. And so, but I hear you all saying that there's nothing to give, and I hear y'all are saying the only thing outstanding other than the money is that surrender.
That's right.
I've sent in the request for a driver review, and when I do that, it's automatically suspended until he goes and gets it reviewed and evaluated, and then DDS will decide whether or not to reinstate it. I'm tempted to just close this case and be done. I don't see any. I just don't want you driving. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And I'll go ahead and tell you, I will remember this moment and I'll check it against and if you drive again, I will very likely show you zero mercy because you've gotten here saying you're not going to drive and you don't have a license. So if you drive again, it's a suspended license charge, and the fourth one's a felony, and you got a couple on there. And so you're dancing at the edge of two problems. One, you come to me and I'm going to show you no mercy because you're telling me you're not going to drive. You're telling me you don't have a license. And I'm of course at this moment saying, well, maybe I'm going to cut it loose. Or even worse, no, I'm not going to say it's worse. I'm going to say I'm worse. But even worse for you, you drive again, you get a suspended license charge. It's a felony, and you go upstairs to Superior Court with a felony charge. You understand that one of those two things will happen if you touch the wheel of a vehicle without your license. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. And you understand that I will show you zero mercy if you come back.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what else I can do, y'all. I think we're all shrugging our shoulders. Okay. All right. This case is closed. I'm waiving all the fees and waiving everything else. Let's forget the cheese. Let's just close the trap. All right. You're free to go. You do not need to report again to probation. I've given you my warning, and I have a great database, and I'm going to trust that you're not going to find yourself back in here, okay? Ma'am, does that address your concerns as well?
Yes, all I want to say is thank you.
Okay. You're very welcome. They were trying very hard to do something that obviously I decided at that moment was needed to be done, and for whatever reason didn't, but just do not touch the wheel of the car. Period. Non-negotiable. All right, thank you so much.
Ma'am, I just want to verify the spelling of your last name.
Here with wheelchairs or whatnot, that it works. So if you have any feedback, tell the bailiffs or get it to me because we always want to know what might not have worked for you.
I sure will. Everything works.
Okay. I just want the city of Griffin to move the handicap spots up the hill next to the actual handicap ramp. I've been working on that forever, but I haven't quite got the city to move it yet.
Okay, well, thank y'all
Thank
so
you.
much.